Aquarius, and welcome to your weekly tarot reading. This will take you from the 18th to the 25th of February. And what I noticed immediately was there's two aces in your deck. So the aces tend to be gifts. As you can see, this is the hand of God, the hand of the divine, stepping in and giving you these gifts. They tend to be new chapters of your life, and at the bottom of the deck you've got the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is about that, that energy when we step forward in order to actualize new goals, new potentials. It represents our backbone, that sort of drive to propel our life forward. And I just realized it's right next to the Sun card, that's solar energy. So both very, very similar fiery vibrations. So really quite exciting here. Your crowning card is the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is either going to represent you or someone else in your life. This Queen of Cups is about compassion, empathy, and love. So you might be going forward offering this gift of love, compassion to someone in your life, or someone might be coming forward offering it to you. It's a really receptive energy, this Queen of Cups. And you've also got the High Priestess and the Yin card. So the Yin card is about receiving gifts, receiving energy, receiving inspiration about the next step forward in your life, or this inspiration to resolve issues. It's about receiving divine guidance. I would say the Queen of Cups is quite a similar energy. And as I said before, you might be going forward offering this compassionate gift to someone, caring for someone, or someone might be coming into your life, offering love, offering the potentials for partnership. I'm not quite sure what, but whatever it is, the root of the foundation is passion, actualizing this really powerful life force, because fire transforms things. So there's definitely an energy of change and transformation around you, which I absolutely love to see. You do start the week, you have got a couple of interesting combinations, because you've got the Five of Discs with the Ace of Cups. So the Five of Discs is a feeling of insufficiency and lack. It can manifest in any way, financially, energetically, self-esteem. It's that feeling of not being connected with spirit, okay? A little bit, feeling quite isolated, quite exhausted. Maybe this is manifesting as not having enough resources, or just not feeling loved, not feeling part of something. But the Ace of Cups has to be the total opposite card. This is the Eye of God shining through your heart, opening your heart up. For some people, there might be a new love chapter beginning, which is taking you out of this Five of Discs into the Ace of Cups. Or some of you might be having self-esteem issues, not feeling lovable enough, not feeling, good enough to have the love that you want in your life. The Ace of Cups is one of these cards that tend to represent good vibrations coming your way, some sort of gift, some sort of reaping what you've sown, but in the most positive way. Because the good that we put out to the world always comes back one way or another. It always comes back to us. And the Ace of Cups is basically that card of reaping the good that you put out to the world. I love seeing this for you, Aquarius. I really do. It's also about connecting our hearts and our minds. Okay, that's the Aquarius Leo axis. which is what we're here to do as Aquarius, connect your heart and your mind. So we're not running on our emotions, but we're not running purely on logic. But right next to this Ace of Cups is the Sun card. So if there's ever a week to receive some good blessings, Aquarius, I feel quite safe to say this is going to be the week. Because the Sun is one of these other cards, a bit like the Ace of Cups, that speak of yes, of incredibly positive things coming your way. Absolutely love seeing it for you. It's with the High Priestess. The High Priestess is very much like this Yin card. It's about receiving guidance through our dreams, through serendipity, through messages. So be open to any coincidences coming your way, Aquarius, okay? Because that's one of the ways that our higher power guides us, also through our dream times, things like that. Because I've got a feeling Spirit is really trying to talk to you, get some sort of message through to you about new potentials and new beginnings. Absolutely beautiful combination of cards, and with that fire right at the bottom, it's that sort of, there's a lot of energy moving through you, Aquarius, and how we focus that energy is what constitutes the life that we have. So make sure that you're focusing it on the goals that you want to achieve, on things that are true to your own path. You then get the beautiful Leo card, Strength card, which is more fire. 3 cards about fire. Again, she rules with the heart, a bit like the Ace of Cups. So there's and the Queen of Cups. So there's definitely energy of the heart energy, but she's got her eye on her North Star. Her North Star is her destiny point, and she's walking in that direction. She's overcame the fears that were once holding her back, because she's walking side by side with the Lion, which means she's gone into a place of being unified. She's not in conflict. She knows what she wants from life, and she's moving towards that goal. And it's with the 6 of Discs. So 6 of Discs is a card about giving and receiving. Sometimes, I mean, I tend to read this card as a card of mutuality, but I'm also really aware that this guy is trying to balance out the scales. So it might mean that there's a couple of situations in your life that feel a little bit imbalanced. Maybe you're giving too much and someone's taking too much, or the other way around. And this 6 of Discs is pointing to restoring the balance between you and another person. But always come from your heart, Aquarius, unless this person's abusive to you. And if they're abusive, that's a whole different scenario. But the 6 of Discs is about mutuality and trying to create situations in your life which are win-win, rather than you constantly pouring out or you acting like the one who needs the help and someone always having to give to you. It's about restoring balance in a situation. You then end, again, a couple of strange combinations of cards, the 10 of Cups, but it's with the 5 of Cups. I might ask for a clarifier around here. So the 10 of Cups is the Happy Families card. That's whatever family means to you, by the way. It's sharing yourself and your gifts with other people. Because the 10s are about being open, and you've got enough and you're giving this energy out to other people. So it's completion of a cycle. But it's with the 5, which is really interesting. Because the 5 sometimes this is a feeling of loss, of a little bit of emotional depression. She's looking at these 3 cups that are spelt, not realising there's 2 behind him, and a new future that wants to happen. Sometimes it's just focusing on what we haven't got and spending too much energy focusing on the lack and not this Ten of Cups, this beautiful emotional energy that surrounds us. So I'm going to pull you another card for that Five of Cups. What is the Five of Cups for Aquarius? This is really interesting because the Knight of Cups appeared. So maybe some Aquarius, there's a little bit of disappointment and hurt around this Knight of Cups. Maybe you've been waiting and it's not fully manifested yet, but as you can see, this is a strange combination of cards, because the Knight of Cups tends to bring really good emotional news, which is the 10, but it's still logged in with the 5. Give me a minute, I'm going to pull you another additional guidance card because I can't quite get clarity on that. I don't quite understand this, give me a minute. So you've got No Place Like Home, which is a card about authenticity and living in your heart. Again, like the Ace of Cups, like the Strength card, and the Queen of Cups, all very similar. Living in your heart, which is the only authentic place we can do. Home isn't necessarily a place. It represents being genuine with our own self. There's some interesting combination where there's joy here and good news, but it's still tainted with that 5. So maybe there's some past regrets that still have to be processed, that still have to be worked through in order for you to move on. But what's interesting, Aquarius, because I've just turned around and you've got another ace, the Ace of Discs. So 3 aces are all about new beginnings, new potentials, new life. And it's almost that 5 of Cups is a bit of a step back. Maybe there's a couple of things that you have to work through. You know, life sometimes it's 2 steps forward and then we take a step back. There's actually reasons for that. And it's generally about that process of continually transforming, making sure we're not taking the past into the future. And that's the lesson of the Fool card. So it's always about processing our feelings and moving forward from a much more authentic, freedom-loving place where we're not contaminating the future with the past. Absolutely fascinating reading. I'm an Aquarius, as most of you know. Sorry, so I'm quite intrigued about what this love is and what this passion is and this rising up, Aquarius, and finding this destiny point and going after it. Any situation that's out of balance, maybe work to achieve the harmony within it, Aquarius, and always come from your heart. And I wish you all the best. I'll be back with March's readings next week. Loads of love. Bye.